Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot. Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. With me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, my number two with the most, the big dog, everyone, Mr. Ray Zawadny.
Oh, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Dylan.
You know it.
More importantly, I want to thank everybody that is listening to the podcast. Whether you are watching us on YouTube, the full videos that we put out there, or you're, again, one of our audio listeners on Spotify or Apple Pods. If you're out there, we love you, and you could do us a huge favor that could help us out. And that would be leave us a rating and review on Spotify. We're just 2 reviews away from having, 100? 100 reviews. But if you are going to go out there and give us a rating and review, I ask you this. Leave us 5 stars. Nothing less than 5 stars. If I go out there and I do see that one of the 99 or 100th rating is under 5 stars. Have you ever seen the movie The Strangers? I'm going to come to your house with 2 of my friends, these 2 people, one on the left and one on the right of me, and we're going to be wearing those little masks, and we're going to frighten you and your spouse. We're not going to kill you, because I'm done doing that threat, because I think that's going to get me in trouble eventually if this gets really popular. But yeah, we're going to scare the shit out of you, and we're going to ruin your evening and destroy your beach house.
I have an idea.
Oh, that very sexy voice that you just heard is our wonderful guest, hilarious comedian, Shaun Murphy.
Oh, thank you.
Where's it coming from?
Sit down, everyone. What about 4 stars and a nude?
We will actually take 3 stars and a nude if you're a woman, 4 stars and a nude if you're a dude.
Yeah, okay. If you send a nude, you can give us 3 or 4 stars. I'd be okay with that. A nude coming in hot, I would appreciate it. Just DM it to the Troublemakers Instagram.
And this is peen, vag.
Boobs, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not talking about a tasteful nude, like where you're like covering up your nips or something. I want I just want like you holding your wiener with your face in it.
With your face in it?
Yeah, like an upshot. Like,
I want to know you didn't Google it. You know?
Yes.
If it's a guy, maybe some quad. I'd like to see some real thick legs, you know. I'd prove that you're going to the gym, you're squatting those babies out, you know what I mean?
No archived shit.
Yeah.
Put something, put a newspaper next to the ween or something.
Or maybe send us a video where we could hear First Take playing in the background, and you hear Stephen A. Smith talking about something that happened yesterday.
October 2nd. Welcome back to First Take.
Yeah, that's what I want to
I want proof of life.
Is that your Stephen A. Smith impression?
Yeah, that was. You know. I can't do the other one.
Now that's the thing, Shannon.
It'll get us demonetized.
That's better. That's better than his.
Welcome back to First Take. I'm Stephen A. Smith.
Maybe we'll talk about it after, but we all had pretty good football days yesterday.
Hey, listen, I mean, the Steelers didn't, but the Jets did.
We didn't.
Did they? Do you remember, Ray? You could cut this if you want. But remember when this motherfucker, he looked at us in the eyes and he said, the best thing about the Jets having Aaron Rodgers is he'll make Zach Wilson so much better. Yeah. And then he'll be our starter going forward. Do you remember when he said that?
Yeah, he did say that.
You remember when he said that?
And listen, if Monday was anything...
and it was that, but go ahead.
If Monday was anything... Then you know what? I stand by my statement. I've been catching a rash of shit for 3 years because I never said he was good, but I said I see promise. If he can see the field, he's got the athleticism, he's got the arm talent. If he can learn how to stay in the pocket when he needs to and see the field better. Okay. And Monday we saw it come together. You know what I saw a stat? Zach Wilson is the only quarterback in the NFL and college to ever outplay Patrick Mahomes.
This is your troublemaker backstory. Is this like, when did you ever get most in trouble? For half a decade when I thought Zach Wilson was going to be a solid starting quarterback.
Hey, can you explain that? I know the shirt. It's super nice that the Bills took like a kid with Down syndrome and let him draw the logo and then like sold the hell out of it. Can you tell the background of the shirt?
You talking about quarterback Josh Allen, a real quarterback?
Oh my God, that's Josh Allen's drawing.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a kid.
No,
that
I mean
they
this
let
is
do
this
it.
is how I draw too. I would do worse than this.
It looks like it's bleeding. It's like
It is.
blood dripping.
Dude,
out of
that's what the
shirt.
Bills looked like after they played the Jets.
It's okay. You know what? We're allowed 2 losses a year.
Just 2?
Just 2.
You guys have been breaking the rules.
I know, but we get pretty close.
We actually canceled the football season this year. I don't know if you heard this.
Oh, I did. You know what? It's interesting because 18 years before this past couple of years, that's NFL season was canceled. So it's weird how that's working now.
I will say this about the Bills. I'm not a Bills fan by any means. I don't mind them, but if they won a Super Bowl, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for me.
You know what, Ray?
Because your best friend is a Bills fan.
You know what, Ray?
Brandon Trusso. No, listen. No, I'm just saying because when I see a team that's never won a Super Bowl, that had those 4 years where they lost the Super Bowl every year in a row, they went 20 years without pretty much making the playoffs. They stink. So it's like all my friends that are Bills fans are still pretty fucking loyal Bills fans.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I've always, like this, the Steelers have been good most of my life.
I know.
So it's like
It's
easy.
sad.
It's easy to be a Steelers fan.
Yeah, when I sit with Ray and watch these Steelers games, like on Sunday when they stunk and Ray's upset, and I feel for you, but I also then remember how many Super Bowls you've gotten to witness in your
that's
in
fair.
your prime. Your prime of football, like rooting, is high school and college, right after college.
And-
You got
and maybe
multiple Super Bowls.
Put on a bow because I didn't mean to take us down an NFL route here.
No,
but
that's fine.
I like rooting for teams that haven't won in a while. So like Jets are in Bills division, but like Jets won a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. I'd be like, good for them. Like I would hate it for a while as it happened,
Yeah,
but I'd
yeah.
eventually be like, yeah, they deserve one. Good for them.
Yeah, I feel I felt the same way about the Bills. I feel differently now as the Jets have. There was like 10 years there in the last 10 years where the Jets, like, it was just watching an exhibition game every single
Yeah.
Sunday, and you're like, hey, we have no shot. And I was like, if the Bills win, they're starting to get good. That would be fine. That would be good for them.
You get feisty watching Jets games. You try to get shitty with people.
I did.
you do that?
I did get a little.
So we were at the bar watching the Jets game, and there
He's
were
a troublemaker.
There were some people. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there were some people watching, and like I guess they were rooting for the Chiefs, but I don't think that they were being shitty in my opinion. They were rooting for the Chiefs. So then Dylan, for the rest of the game, every time he started cheering, he was doing it real loud and looking at them. Like, let's fucking go, Zach Wilson. Come on. What do you think of that, baby?
All right. I will say, I did have a couple. We had a few drinks.
It's a good Dylan impression. by
It
the way.
was nice. I do like. I mean, I got the whole bar laughing though. Every time the Jets did something, I kept yelling, "Show Taylor Swift again," and the bar enjoyed that.
Okay.
Did they not?
They did. They liked your
enjoyed
Taylor
it.
Swift bits.
Hey,
I think
I'm good with it.
We could segue to this. I once almost got into a fight in an Islanders game. Sabres Islanders. They were both probably shitty at the time.
Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah, Nassau Coliseum. Nothing better than two shitty.
get in the muck.
Yeah.
Only bad things happen in Uniondale,
like,
New York.
Just like the Bears versus Broncos. Just people taking it way too seriously.
People were brawling in that stadium. It's like, what are you doing?
It was opening game, maybe like 2015, 2016, right before your president was elected, somewhere around that time frame.
Past and future president, you know what I mean?
He is a sick puppy.
And I was in the top row, cheap tickets, bunch of Sabres fans watching the game. I can't remember if we won or lost, but me and this guy were chirping at each other all night. Someone would score, be like, "Yeah, that's fucking right." And he would score. Dude, I remember I had a pretty good take where I was like, "It's opening night. It's not even sold out. Get the fuck out!" Like, who do you think you are? We
So
traveled
bad.
to see this game. That's how much we care. And I think we lost. I think it's very fun. Give me your take on this.
Yeah.
Very fun being a opponent fan, like going to an away game. I think because you get to be hated by like thousands of people.
Yeah.
There's something about like, as long as it doesn't get too violent, there's almost like the heckler comic instinct where you're like,
people usually want to fight me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like you have. This is gonna sound insulting. You have a demeanor
sorry.
that people wouldn't want to fight you. Ray shows up to an away stadium.
That's fair.
He's a big guy, and he has a face that's like he's going to be a problem.
I have like fat drunk asshole syndrome at the games. Like, except, you know what I will say? I went to a Bills game last year, and I don't know if the story would have been different if the Steelers had been competitive in that game, but because we lost like 38-3, it was pretty brutal. But I was still like cutting up and being loud and drunk. But I think it was just such a not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we were scoring touchdowns and I was like, let's go, they would have been.
It's true.
Maybe want to kick my ass.
Yeah, and I think I do have the body type that people are like, oh, if I punch this guy, I might get 25 to life. I might punch him, he might end up in the moon.
Me, they're like, that big oaf. He needs punched. You know?
I'm going to go through the wall like a cartoon character.
Yeah, your just silhouette is stuck in the sheetrock next to the Coke machine. Dude, I will say the Bills do travel well. Yeah. I went to the away game last year, and it was so depressing because the Jets were in the middle of that like real bad skid after starting hot, and I went to that Jets-Bills game with a bunch of Bills fans, and I went to the tailgate, which was very fun, and I want to get into Bills tailgates eventually, but super fun. We go into the stadium. MetLife sucks. You know, it's a worst stadium in the league, probably. And everyone, they're doing that "Let's Go Buffalo" chant. And all the Jets fans are just so depressed. Because they were like, this is our house. This is our home. And we're walking in, like showing our tickets, getting our bags checked. And it feels like we're in Buffalo right now. And I took shit that entire day. That entire day I took shit from everyone. And I had a feeling. The Jets were going to play tough. And they ended up winning. And I remember at the end of the game, I was wasted. And I was walking out of the stadium. And we're surrounded. It was like 50-50 Bills fans. And I'm at the seats. And I kept yelling, oh my God, can you imagine if you traveled for this game? I would kill myself. It was one of the top 5 Jets moments for me.
Oh, top 5. That's
sad. A regular season victory, dude. Regular season victory. Real sad.
There's just something about like maybe that's another thing where I don't get punched is that like Buffalo fans travel well. So yeah, there's a little bit of that, but there's something about like just getting insults from people. I was leaving that Islanders game and someone was like, have fun snowmobiling home. And you're like, that's the best. You live in New York State. Like this isn't North Carolina. You also get snow.
It's cold here too. Yeah. Yo, have you ever seen a fight at a game?
I have not. It's happening. I feel like I see it on X.
The artist formerly known as Twitter.
I feel like I see it on platform X, the coolest name ever, more and more often. It seems like every week there's like these two fans got into a fight. This guy got thrown over a balcony, and you're like, what? Like, I love taking sports too seriously, but when you're fighting about the Raiders. You're fighting about the 2023 Raiders. Like, what are you doing?
I saw one of the fights that I saw walking out of a Steeler game, and there two Steeler fans fighting each other, and that hurts. And
that describes Pittsburgh, if nothing better, dude.
We just lost, and we're walking out of the stadium, and there's just one big ass dude, like taller than me, wider than me, and but like a brute, you know. And he's like waiting to cross the street. And there's this other guy, small dude, fucking wasted, right? And he's behind him, and he's wobbling, weary, and he like keeps kind of like bumping the dude, but like softly, like not. And the guy's like, "Yo, quit bumping me, man! Quit fucking bumping me." He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." He's like, bumps him again. He's like, "Do it again! Don't fucking do it again!" And he like leans again, and he's not like doing anything to be a dick. He's just so hammered. This guy turns around. With the palm of his hand and like overhand slaps this dude like right on the face. And
overhand?
Like an overhand slap.
That's a WWF move right there.
Shoots this guy back like fucking like 6 feet, completely unconscious. Like full out unconscious. Wow. And then the guy's like, "Motherfucker, I told you not to do that." And then all these women just start screaming at this guy for hitting him like, "You should be hitting Jaguars fans, you asshole. He's a Steeler fan. Don't hit him."
Jaguar fans.
It was vicious. Just palm strike. Destroyed this kid.
Dude, nothing is better than a good fight at a game. I'll go down rabbit holes where I'll just watch the videos. The best are Yankees fights because, you get Yankees fans that are just the trash people, scum of the earth people, Yankees fans. And
Remember, 5-star review.
listen.
Or 4 stars and a dick pic.
Or 3 stars and
some titties.
titty pic.
Have you ever seen a
He's
dick
a
pic?
sick puppy.
No,
You never have.
You never have?
never been taken one.
You've never taken one?
It wouldn't fit.
Oh, boom.
That's like your joke. You're like, there are pictures of art.
Oh, yeah, dude, I love that joke. That's a great joke.
Have you ever sent a dick pic?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't sent a lot.
I've sent a
very
bunch.
few.
Never unsolicited.
To like
Always
a.
asked for.
Oh, really? It's always been asked for. Never one unsolicited.
Never.
Never like I'm thinking about you.
No, that's weird as hell, man.
So I used to have a joke about sending dick pics, right? It wasn't a good joke, but I got pulled over by the cops one time when I was in Pittsburgh, and I had like 2 beers in me. This is like post DUI, but I wasn't like drunk or anything. But I think I would have got in trouble. They pulled me over, and the cops like, "Where are you coming from?" I was like, "I was coming from a show. I'm a comedian." He was like, "You're a comedian, huh? Did you ever hear what Gabriel Iglesias said? If a comedian gets pulled over by the cops, the only way to get out of it is to make the cop laugh." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Why don't you get out the car, tell us a joke,
Whoa.
and if you make us laugh, we'll let you go." And I was like, "All right." I'm fucking like nervous, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like
course.
shaking, and like
They
I'm
shine a light on you?
yeah, no. They didn't give me a spotlight. We were
Spotlight from the car?
We were under like a street light, and I am like shaking, and I'm immediately going through my Rolodex, like, what fucking joke can I can't think of any of my jokes. I'm like nervous. I might smell like a beer. I had a beer, and I just go, so either of you guys ever send dick pics? I start with crowd work, and one of them laughs, and the other one's like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "I got this," and I just go into this joke about how like I don't know how your dick looks little, and like if you send a dick pic and it looks little, that's on you because you could fucking make it look big. It doesn't matter, but it fucking worked, and they're like, "All right, man, well just get your registration renewed." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
My favorite part of that story is that post DUI, you're still like, well, I only had a couple. Didn't learn anything, Ray.
I did. I haven't driven. I've probably since my DUI almost 10 years ago. Wow, we're coming up on a
happy
big anniversary.
anniversary.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I've probably only driven drunk 10 times. And like buzzed,
lot, dude.
not like wasted.
That's quite a few times.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say once.
Never in New York. I've never driven with any alcohol in me in New York City.
That's good.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe like 1 or 2, but that's not.
That's alcohol, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to harp on you, but semantically, I've been with you where you're like, I got to drive home so I can only have 3 tonight.
yeah, that's 3. And those are beers or White Claws, dude.
Sure.
It's not like I'm drinking fucking vodka.
But
doing a
none of these
shot.
times you think you would be over the level.
Most of them I wouldn't have been, no. Because these are over long spans. I'm a big dude. I process alcohol faster than a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Now you, Shaun Murphy, you have never had a beer.
That's correct.
You never even tasted
Famously sober.
Famously.
it? Famously sober.
That's what my Wikipedia says.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Shaun Murphy, famously sober comedian, second.
Penis will not fit in any cell phone photo. You wouldn't need, the only way to take a picture of your penis is one of those like old school flash, they used to take pictures of our great grandparents.
I'm excited whenever there's a new iPhone update. I'm like, this camera, maybe I could get it on.
Maybe it'll fit. You text your girlfriend. You're like, hey, it's coming if this this fucking iPhone update. Have you ever received a nude?
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't reciprocate. You didn't say this is what this is making me do.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think I
Ray's getting horny.
Getting horny. I came here horny, brother.
I know. As soon as we got here, he told me about jerking off, and I was like, "All right, dude, this is the pod."
Nice.
Yeah, I did mention jerking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that I always do it with my left hand, even though I'm right-handed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why?
my whole life. I don't know what it is.
They say if you're left-handed or right-handed, to brush your teeth with the opposite hand, and it helps your brain, get better.
That's what I'm doing.
So that's what Ray's
That's what
doing.
he's doing.
yeah, I've been trying to help my brain.
Ma, helping my brain get better.
I love the idea of like
It's like my school, Ma.
Ray, are you jerking off in there?
You better be doing it as a lefty.
You're 30 years old. Use your other hand for once.
I love the idea of like Instagram, like motivational Instagram guys who are like, when you wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I jerk off with my other hand.
I guarantee you there's some fucking nerd loser, Andrew Tate wannabe, who's like, bros, this is how you become a better man. You get up in the morning, jerk with the opposite hand. You'll be smarter than me than in like a couple months.
I jerk off with my right hand. I then go check my Bitcoin account. It has not changed.
I go with a left-handed crank, and then I take an ice-cold shower.
So good.
Yeah, but I guess that's why I'm doing it.
Oh.
No, I think I just get more torque with my left hand for some reason.
Jeez.
You don't do anything else left-handed?
No, nothing else. Isn't that is strange?
That is strange.
Now that I think about it.
Are you a lefty or righty?
Mainly righty. Hockey I do left.
Interesting.
I think that's it.
I'm a lefty. The only two things I do righty, golf, hockey.
Huh?
And it's because growing up, you had to like buy that equipment. It wasn't like, you couldn't share a stick or a golf club. So like I had to just use other people's stuff. Like you can share football. So I just got good with, I play golf righty now, and I can play hockey both ways.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you play in that league with Colin? This is not really good podcast stuff.
Every
but
once in a while I
roller
do.
hockey thing.
Yeah,
I
why
want
don't
to
you
join
say-
that, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought of it now.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, come on. We're trying to entertain people with jack-off stuff here.
Anywho, have you ever wiped your ass with your left hand? Do you go?
No.
That's hard, dude. I've
Yeah,
tried.
it's hard.
It is. It's
Well,
hard.
my right hand for me, but yeah, it's hard.
It's hard to do anything with my fucking girl hand. That's what I call it.
You got small hands.
You got
I've
Kenny
noticed.
Pickett hands.
I got bigger hands than you, bro.
Yeah, barely though. But like for your size,
I
you're
have
like
small
5
hands.
inches taller than me, man. You should have.
Oh,
bigger
you got
hands.
bigger hands than me, Murph.
Yeah, you got those Kenny Pickett hands.
What? Yeah, these fucking loser. He's a loser, dude.
Oh, no.
Hey,
you
what's
turned.
your thought on quarterbacks wearing gloves?
I don't think I have any thought on it. Do it if you want.
I think it's the nerdiest thing you can do.
Why?
I think it's such a bitch move.
I think it looks cool.
They're playing in the National Football League. Let them. They could wear a dress for all I want. Put on a bra and a dress. They're still going to be more manly than I would ever even think about being.
I just think it's embarrassing, and it's always Steelers quarterbacks for some reason.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Fuck off. Super Bowl winners. Ben Roethlisberger won 2 of them.
Ben Roethlisberger, Kenny Pickett. All right, everybody. Quick break from the episode from a word from our sponsor, Odds Are. Odds Are is an app designed to help you get an edge on Vegas. They use an AI algorithm to scan all of the college, NFL, MLB, soon-to-be NBA games and plays that are happening every single week, and they pick the ones that they think have the most value. The way the app works is when you download it, it gives you different plays between a red value bet, a red bet, a yellow bet, and a green value bet. The green value bets are the ones that they think are most likely to hit. It's a pretty incredible app. Me and Ray have been using it the last few weeks and have been making money because this app has been crushing it. It's pretty unreal. Ray is not with me right now. He is currently in Atlantic City, probably losing all the money he's made on Odds Are at the blackjack table. We know Ray likes to gamble. He likes to hit the tables, and we'll see how we did next week's episode. But currently, it's just me. So we'll see how he's done. But yeah, Odds Are has been killing it. I really like it as a new bettor. It lets me kind of get into the betting world without doing a lot of the legwork that's necessary if you are an experienced bettor. And then as an experienced bettor, it helps you pick games without doing all of this massive legwork. It does it all for you. For example, out of 153 plays this past weekend in college football. Ray and I were talking about it. I've been less invested in college football the last few years, so getting back into it, there is so many games every weekend. 51 games this past weekend out of 153 possible plays. And as we've said, odds are we'll pick, they analyze the spread, the money line, and the over-under. So 3 plays per game, 153 possible plays. Odds are pick 12 green value bets that they thought you should put your money on. And this weekend, if you did, they went 9-3. So 9 of those value bets hit, 3 did not, but that is a 75% win rate, which is pretty outstanding. That's pretty outstanding. From my understanding, like if you're hitting over 50%, that's incredible. So to hit 75% with these bets is pretty unreal. The one that was, I thought, the most impressive, Texas A&M versus Alabama, they hit all 3 of their both the money line, the spread, and the over-under. They hit all 3 of those plays, and I hit all of those, which was very nice. In the NFL, they picked 8 bets, 8 plays, and 5 of those hit. They went 5-3. The most impressive was the Chicago game on Thursday, where I don't think anybody else in the industry of gambling had Chicago winning or covering that game. And they had Chicago with the spread and the money line. And the money line was 216, plus 216. So that was a really nice payout. I won both of those bets as well. So if you're interested, go down. If you're not using this app, you're losing money. That's basically what it is. If you're interested, go to the link in our bio, in the description of the video or the audio. Follow that link, download the app for 1 month free. 1 month free, $99 a year after that, which I've made that much money in the last 6 weeks. I've already paid for the app. So again, if you're not using it, you're losing money. So I'm going to get right into it. My picks for this week, again, these are green value bets from Odds Are. I'm going college football. I'm taking Florida State versus Syracuse. Florida State giving 17.5 points. Florida State's 5-0. I think that they have Syracuse is not that good. I think they're 4-2. But I think Florida State has enough firepower where they're going to cover that spread and win. And Odds Are agrees. The next bet I'm taking LSU giving 11 versus Auburn. An SEC game, always tough to predict, but Odds Are thinks that that's a green value bet, and I'm going with it. And then finally, I'm taking South Carolina versus Florida. South Carolina giving 2 points. I think that that's a pretty good pick, and so does Odds Are. So those are the 3 that I'm taking. If you're watching this before Saturday, those are your free picks. You can play those, see if you like it. If not, follow the link in our bio and download it yourself. 1 month free using our link. Let's get back into the episode.
Hey, Murphy.
Yeah.
Have you ever killed anybody?
No.
No?
No. Have you guys? Uh-oh.
What?
Huh?
No, I've never killed anybody.
Okay.
I never even came close.
We don't answer that question.
I never even came close. Just saying. Just a question we like to ask.
We're talking about fights. One of my stories, I was punched in the face. You guys ever been punched?
I've been punched a couple times.
Yeah, like as an adult. I don't think kid punches count because I've been punched as a kid.
College punches, yeah.
Yeah, I probably haven't been punched since a little bit after college. Last time I got punched.
When have you been punched?
I was punched. I was my mid-20s. I was at an open mic in Buffalo, jealous, and I had gotten off stage. In my memory, some like college age douche came to the open mic. He brought all these friends and they weren't paying attention to everyone else. And there was like conflict brewing.
Yeah.
You know, between like the 10 douches and like the 20 comics who were annoyed at these people. So there was some tension brewing. We're outside. We're almost getting ready for a brawl is how bad it got. Like people were shouting at each other. And almost before it starts, out of nowhere, this guy in only his underwear runs up to me and just cold cocks me in the face. And I just fall right down. And it like, in a weird way, it probably saved a bigger fight because the everyone else was like, what the fuck? Is he okay? Like, it's like a third party came in and started
He
the
had
fight.
nothing to do. He wasn't a comic.
Wasn't a comic. Wasn't at the bar.
He's just a mentally ill
person
Buffalonian.
tripping on some drugs. He was just in tighty whities.
I thought he was going to say he might have been pledging whatever fraternity those bros were in.
And just saw me and was probably like, I want to punch someone. Who should I punch? That guy. And then just smashed me. It sucks. Have you ever been punched when you didn't see the punch coming?
Yes.
That sucks.
Probably better to be punched that way. You don't tense up. It's like a car crash. It's like when drunk drivers are the only ones who survive car crashes because they're relaxed.
I guess that's true, but the first 20 seconds is terrifying because you have no idea. You just know pain has happened to your head, and you don't know what it. For 20 seconds, you're like, what just happened to me? Am I okay? Did someone stab me? There's no you just have intense pain in your head and you didn't see where it came from.
Well, what's worrisome is not the punch. It's what your head's going to fucking fall on. That's what scares me.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like if I'm going to get $1 Million babied.
Yeah.
And just bust my face off of that a stole or something like that. Because I had a friend that happened
on a curb. Yeah.
He didn't. I'm not friends with the person that movie's based on. But no, my buddy, he got sucker punched at a party in college, and it wasn't getting punched that hurt him. It was he hit his chin off a shelf and split his chin open. Ooh. Yeah. I got one time. My buddy, there was these groups of dudes that were about to get into it, and my buddy was adjacently friends with one of the dudes in one of the groups. So I'm going to grab drinks, and I turn around and it just started, right? This big melee, and my buddy was a smaller dude, and I see him kind of in the mix a little bit. And I'm like, you know what, dude? He's not really that good of friends with this guy. I was like, I'm gonna get him the fuck out of here. We're gonna bail. So I go in, and instead of throwing people off him or getting people, I grab my friend, and I'm going to pull him out of the the brawl and get us the fuck out of there. And right when I grab him, I just felt it on the back of my head, just fucking punch, and I got dropped and fucking kind of went on you know what I mean, fetal position and scurried out of there.
Oof. Dude, that is scary. That is scary when I've told this before, but I was in a situation where when I was living in Brooklyn, I walked out of my apartment, broad daylight, walked out, and I had my headphones in. I'm walking to the train, and this guy is behind me honking his horn like he's on one of those scooters, which is such a pet peeve of mine. These guys who ride their scooters like a moped on the sidewalk, and he's honking. He's honking the horn. And I didn't hear him at first because I got my music playing.
They should be on the fucking street.
They should be on the street, right? So
to crib a great Dave Attell joke is he says he's like, I was hit by a bicyclist in New York City the other day. It was my fault. I was standing on the sidewalk minding my own business.
That's so funny. It's so true though. They're fucking animals.
Yeah.
So this guy honks. I finally hear him, and I turn around. He's right on my ass. And he goes by, and immediately I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong. That's my first instinct is to be like, what did I do? And I hear him, and I was like, oh, sorry, man. And he was like, fucking, why even have the horns if you're not going to get out of the way? And then I realized, I was like, wait a second, I'm on the side. I'm in the right here.
Yeah.
So I said in response, before I could even stop myself, I was like, hey, man, I'm on the sidewalk. You should be in the road. And he stopped 10 feet up. And immediately I was like, I knew I fucked up. I was like, you can't say shit to mentally ill people. And he turned around, he stopped it, and he had multiple face tattoos. And he goes, what did you say? And I go, you know what, man? It's good. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. We're good.
Well,
and he goes, no, it sounded like you got something to say. I go, I just said you should probably be in the road. It's safer. And he goes, yeah, okay. I was like, I don't want any problems. He goes, have a blessed day, and drove away.
Oh.
Yeah.
The thing about living in New York, I don't know if you guys get this, but it makes you into oh, we all talk shit here. I could talk shit. And you just get aggravated so often. I remember one time, this was 6 years ago, I was outside of New York. I had just landed, got off the airplane, and I took a cab to the Bills bar to watch probably them to lose, 48-2 or whatever it was in those days. So I get off the cab, and there's on the street, I set foot on the street for 10 seconds, and there's a traffic jam, and people are honking their horn, and this one guy just won't let it quit. He keeps honking. It's clear there's just a line of people. Keeps honking, and eventually I just take out my earbuds, and I'm just like, what do you want them to do? Because the guy had his window down. I was like, no, they all want to go. Like, no one is. I was like, I was just up there. No one's, doing anything crazy. There's just a bunch of people, and they'll go when they can. And he's like, well, I'm like, just stop honking. Your honking is doing nothing. You're doing nothing. And I just like immediately just got so angry.
Well, it is infuriating just hearing that, like, because I hear it out my window on like a pretty quiet street in Queens, and it's just like, and it really is like, are you just, did your wife just leave you or something, or are you, trying to deal with?
I notice it when I'm walking through the city. If I'm on the phone with someone, how often you got to be like, hang on 1 second, hang on, sorry, train passing, hold on, these cars, siren going by, and usually I'll get fed up. I go, I got to call you back. This fucking nightmare of a city, and I hang up.
I think all the time, to say another great comics joke, is Mitch Hedberg has a joke about like you should only get 3 honk horns a month. Yes. And then if you use them up, like, and then his joke is like someone cuts you off and you're like, shit, I wish I didn't see Jerry on the sidewalk, which is an amazing joke. But I like the logic of it. I go, there should be a thing in the car where it's like you get 3, and once it's a 30-month countdown, you get 3, and then it
starts
resets.
over.
Yeah, sorry, you used them all. Because has a normal person ever needed more than 3 in a month? Even if you drive all the time, like, you have to think about it then. You got to go like, okay, that person fucking cut me off. He's getting 1.
Yeah.
Well, that's like right when it turns green in this city. Right when the light turns green, it's like, man, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, I'm sliding my foot off the brake.
Yeah. Yep. I will say I'm pretty loose with the horn when I'm in the car. When I'm in the car, I give him a little.
I don't mind a little, like, I too often get in the, like, I'm going to teach this guy. He cut me off. He gets a honk. Like, I
want them to know. That's what it is. I won't like lay on it, but like if someone does something stupid, I'll give them like hey, I want you to know that I know.
That's fair.
That someone saw you be an asshole.
Yeah, I like that.
I was scared for my life recently because of a cutoff situation. Driving back to New York, I'm driving and I'm going to get off the exit. So I had to like merge 2 lanes over. So I merge 1 lane, I look again, and I start to go, and I see this dude barreling up in like a fluorescent pink, purple Fast and the Furious type car.
That was Dylan.
It was Dylan.
That's me, dude. And I used to have fantasies about being it. What Fast and the Furious came out when I was in like 6th grade, and I was like, I can't wait till I get my driver's license. I'm gonna get one of these cars,
and you're gonna get a spoiler. You're like looking up spoilers online.
Spoiler it out, dude. Yeah,
and getting the neons under the bottom of the car.
And then I grew up, and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. But then a bunch of people just held on to that dream, and they're out there.
Well, so the dude like
race wars,
barreling forward and like swerves around me like on purpose, like just to like get in front of me. Cause like I almost went out, I went back in, he zoomed, I think it like pissed him off. So I go and I get into the lane that I needed to, and he like waits for me and swerves in front of me again. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So he like drives up and like slows down, swerves in front of me again, like almost fucking hitting me.
Jeez.
And I start laying on the horn. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So then I get to where like would literally be merging off of the highway to go onto the bridge, and he stops and waits to where like he could one last time like bash me into the rail if he wanted to. So I stop like right here, like a car length, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this guy gonna do? And my thought process isn't necessarily like I'm like scared to get hurt or like I'm scared of this guy. It's that I'm poor and I can't, I know this guy probably doesn't have insurance, or I'm poor and I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to afford the deductible on my car. And then also the last thing is, I'm driving back from Maine. I just want to get fucking home, and I don't want this guy to wreck into me on purpose. So
That's 3 more hours before you get home.
So I pull up, and like I look over to me, and he had like tinted enough windows, and the guy's not even looking. He's like looking straight, like fucking crazy eyed. I was like, Jesus Christ!
Oh my God.
What a lunatic!
The being poor while driving reminded me. Mid-20s, I was in a car with a buddy. We both didn't have a lot of money. Snowy in Buffalo. We're on this like kind of side street. He goes to stop and just like skids and hits the car in front of him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so the guy gets out of his car. My friend gets out of his car. I kind of have the window down, observing. They're talking, and the guy who is hit just looks at it and he goes, doesn't seem bad. Do you give a shit? And he and he goes, no. He goes, good. I don't give a shit either. All right, well, I'll see you later. And then you just tell this two poor people in an accident, like, it's
So
not
funny.
that bad. Let's just fucking go home.
It's kind of like you arguing with the Islanders fan. It's like we both suck.
Yeah.
Let's
fine.
let's just call it a day.
Dude, I had one of those where I was in my dad's truck and I like tapped the back of, I was like looking at my phone at a stoplight, and then it starts to go. So I start rolling forward and I'm literally looking at my phone and I tap the back of this guy. Very light, but I was like, holy shit, I was looking at my phone. Fuck, this is so bad. And I get out, there's like a scrape along the back of his car. I was like, fuck. And the guy comes out and he looks, no damage to the truck. And he like wipes it off. He goes, I think we're good. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He goes, yeah, we're good. I go, are you sure? Do you want my like name? Or he goes, nah. And then after I told my dad, he goes, he said you're good. Never offer to give your name after that. He's like, he gets one. Don't make him second guess his decision.
Dude, I told you how my dad got his one of his DUIs, right? This is like the most fucked up story ever. Is he was leaving a party and he's like maybe like a mile from his buddy's house where this like big party was, and my dad's hammered, and a lady hits into my dad, like crashes into him, like 100% her fault, right?
Like side swipe? What are we talking like?
Rear end?
Like bashes him from behind, and because he was at a stoplight, comes in like just barreling and hits him. So he gets out, and she must have been looking at her phone. And he gets out. My dad knows he's drunk, and he's like, "Hey, it doesn't look that bad." She's like, "Well, I broke your." She's like, "I busted your tail light." And he's like, "You know what? It's Memorial Day or whatever like holiday it was." He was like, "Let's just call it a day." And she goes, "Oh my God, you're drunk." And he's like, No, I'm just leaving a party." And she's like, No, you're drunk, and we're gonna turn this into the cops. And my dad's like, "No, you hit me. Like we're good. Like just." Turn into your insurance, say, and she's like, no, you're drunk. You're going to have to learn a lesson that you shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Oh, what an asshole.
And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'll give you $1,000 if you don't, like $1,000 cash for you to not call the fucking cops. So he literally, my dad doesn't have $1,000. He literally like calls his buddy and is like, "Hey man, can you come meet me here and give me $1,000 cash? I'll pay you back when I can." This lady is trying to get the cops to come here, and she calls the cops and they arrested my dad.
That's so fucked.
What
You know
a
what that
shitty
was?
move.
She saw that as an immediate ticket where her insurance is not going to cover it now. Like your dad's insurance is going to pay for it because she hit a drunk driver.
Yeah.
That's so messed up. Oh, I hate that,
My
dude.
fucking poor dad just trying to have a good time.
But you also shouldn't drive drunk.
All right, you narc.
Yeah, were you gonna speak ill of my father?
I'm just saying.
I have a question about that shirt again. Does
Okay.
Josh Allen make money on the shirt? Since
Good
it's
question.
like
I don't know. You
his-
got a computer in front of you. Look
it's
it up.
like his artwork.
He might.
I wonder if he trademarked it or if he just turned it right over to the Bills. Looks like a little cockroach, dude. A little.
Man.
The amount of girls.
Sorry
that
you don't
wear
have
that.
a cool shirt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your quarterback believes that jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's questionable. There's a lot of things to talk about with that.
They also during that game showed the Chiefs Jets game. They showed the Travis Kelce Pfizer commercial with him showing where he got vaxxed, just to rub it right in Aaron Rodgers' face.
He's just watching stewing.
It would have been so funny.
Dude, what a sellout! What a classic sellout! Someone said it at the bar. Like, did people boo at the bar, or am I just thinking? Am I misremembering? I thought people
Aaron
booed.
Rodgers or Travis
No,
Kelce?
when Travis Kelce had this whole commercial, and then it was revealed at the end that he was getting vaccinated, and he was like, "Get your booster." I'm pretty sure people booed.
No, I made a joke.
Well, yeah, probably Jets fans booed. I'm sure.
I made a joke about
People in the Aaron Rodgers cult.
I was like, "Oh, Pfizer, what a pussy! Get Johnson & Johnson. It's one shot. You need 2 shots to beat COVID. I did it in one." It would have been so funny if they would have cut back to Rodgers in the booth like right after that commercial, and he's just like, just fucking disgusted. Like,
I got 2 driving stories that made me think of.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
let's hear 'em.
give it to me.
One, Buffalo comic. We're at this is another thing 10 years ago. We're at the club there, doesn't even exist anymore. He's hammered, right? He's like, I'm going to go home. And we're all like, you can't drive home.
Do I know him?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. I'll tell you his name after just in case. Sure. He's like, I can't.
Was it Brandon Trusso before getting sober?
It was not.
Okay.
He was like, we were all like, you can't drive home. You're too drunk. Why don't you call your brother? He'll come pick you up, take you home.
Yeah.
His brother comes. His brother. So I'll have one drink while I'm here. His brother gets shit-faced, and then they both leave, and we're all at the bar like, we created a drunk driver. We were trying to save. We went from one drunk driver to 2 drunk drivers.
Dude, that is so good. That is so good.
We thought we were doing like a good move, and we just made the situation worse.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
Oh, man.
My other one that you're kind of the psycho reminded me of is I was driving somewhere, 10 years ago in Buffalo. Someone cut me off, and, you get really mad, and you're like, it was like a clear cutoff, like a clear asshole move, speeding, going like 60 into 30 or something like that. Yeah. And then like I'm driving, 2 minutes later, I see the guy pulled over by a cop. And then you're just like, oh my God, I'm still hard, right?
That's
right
the
now.
dream. Dude, that is the dream.
It's the dream. Yeah. It's exactly what you want to happen every
the
time.
dream.
Is once in a lifetime.
That is once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's really, you should have pulled over and been like, did you do anything? When
No.
you like look at him or just like thumbs up to the cop.
No, he always
blue
has,
line, baby.
he always has a sign in his car that says karma that he could hold up, just waiting for a situation like that. Karma.
You know what I've been getting real into? My YouTube algorithm is showing me a lot of the, I think you watch one and then it gives you everything, is the guys just giving the middle finger to cops and then getting pulled over by them.
Oh.
Have you guys seen these?
I have not.
No.
They're pretty good. I mean, it's just like a dude will flip off a cop and then the cop pulls him over and, it's First Amendment free speech. You can flip off a cop. It's fine. And then they're like, why are you pulling me over? Yeah, dude. Yeah. They're like, freedom of speech. I'm allowed to do that. And they're like, step out of the car. And they're like, what crime have you suspected of me? And it's great. And they just argue back and forth. And then they'll be like, get your sergeant here. And then the sergeant's like, oh, I apologize. He shouldn't have pulled you over. And they're like, well, you're going to hear from my lawyer.
These are
shit.
these are dudes doing this?
Yeah, dude, they're protecting the
They're
country.
fucking bitches. The middle finger guys?
No, well, the auditors, they're called like auditors. And they like audit government.
Fuck, that's so fucking lame, though. Like,
Sure.
I hate the idea of these like video camera people. Like, let me see how I could get somebody in trouble. Let me go viral and argue.
Did you see one of the like a prank YouTuber got shot?
Yeah.
And he was like not convicted because everyone was just like, we hate these fucking people.
Yeah, dude. Also,
I didn't see that. What
I
happened?
There's
commented.
a video of it. We'll show it to you afterwards.
If this is where we need to get the screen there and a producer would be like, hey, pull that up. But yeah, they were in the mall and the guy's doing something like just messing with him. Classic. Like,
And being
mess
a
with
little
you.
like, in his face.
Yeah.
And the guy tries to walk away and then he stays in his face and the guy just takes out a gun and shoots him.
And I commented, someone posted it on Instagram, like some big account. And I commented because then I looked up the video and it has like 50,000 views. And I was like, dude, imagine getting shot for a YouTube video and not hitting 1 million views. What a nightmare that would be. You're in your hospital bed like, oh, this is going to get so many views. And then it gets like 55,000. What a letdown.
And it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, of course you shouldn't shoot a random person at the mall. I think that guy probably should have got convicted, but you can't not see it and laugh. Because that guy also, that's an asshole who deserves some type of retribution for being an asshole.
Especially in today's world, you don't know, is that guy fucking with you or is he going to like pull out a knife and stab you if he gets close? Like, you don't know. You don't know. He's got something in your face. Listen, I don't think it should happen, but I don't feel bad for the guy that it did happen. If the guy died, maybe I would feel like 1% bad for his family.
Wow.
But, like, mostly,
Jesus Christ. This got really dark.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. No?
Talking about the police, top 3 annoying type of people are police that kind of go overboard.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of get what you're saying, but you don't know. You could be, flicking off like a normal police person, which is, but then again, if they stopped you to yell at you, they're probably one of the asshole ones.
Well, also, yes, because a normal cop would probably laugh and maybe give you the finger back. and be like, all right, have a good day. Like, because that's what it is. I don't love the videos in terms of what they like encourage, but there is something to be said where I know a lot of people who work in government, like they'll go to government buildings and like ask for, just basic requests, and they're filming. You're allowed to film in a government building, but you have people there, like clerks, who have not been elected, and they're just appointed, and they've been there for 60 years.
Aaron Rodgers has really seeped into this. They're technically not elected, and the people have a right to see if the vaccines work or not. And this just is what we do.
Hey, buddy, if you want to let your government just control your life.
Dr. Fauci should be in prison.
I mean, listen, I don't disagree with you there. He probably should be in prison.
Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers effect. Wow, he wasn't like this a year ago.
He was. He definitely was. Do you know what videos I hate on YouTube, speaking of police, or like the shorts and the reels, or when you see like two on-duty police officers playing basketball in the street with like some inner city kids, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're forgiven for everything. hey, oh, you were shooting all those black kids. You're good. Yeah, hey, one game with 33.
Officer McMurphy can jump. It's all good now. It's insane. It's so like obvious PR horseshit.
Listen, I just like that they're trying to be a part of the community.
I love the chief comes in. He's like, all right, guys, we're getting some bad press.
Should we A, stop killing defenseless people, or B, play some basketball with the kids?
It's nice out today, no rain, so find enough kids to shoot some hoops with.
I hope y'all brought your sneakers, because we're going to be doing a little bit of running.
I know we said no more shooting, but I ain't counting shooting them threes.
Dude, I wish they showed the beginning of all those videos too. They always show it when they're like mid basketball game. I want to see just a compilation of cops going up to kids and being like, hey, can I shoot some hoops with y'all?
or do you mean when the kids are like, nah, get the fuck out of here? They're like, let us do it. Let us do it now. Get on the ground or let us fucking play basketball.
That is a good video.
I was another driving.
Yeah, I want to see the body cam on that.
I was driving, had a green light, went through an intersection. Cop was coming the other way. Didn't have his siren on, just had his lights on. So I didn't see him. I was driving. So I eventually saw him, kept going, kind of like pulled over. Cop did a kind of U-ey, came over to me to yell at me and was like, hey, when you see a cop coming through an intersection, I'm like, you didn't have your siren on. Like, how could I have seen just your lights go? I had a green light. And he goes, doesn't matter. You should know, but you should be paying attention. And I was like, oh, is the thing you're going to important? You're yelling at me. What the fuck? Where you go? Where you going? That's so important. And
you
like,
said that to him?
Yeah.
I love that.
Because I hate. It's like when someone gets you in your top most annoying people, it's almost like you're a scooter guy.
Yeah.
It's almost instinctual, especially living in New York for so long. You have that instinct to like, fuck you. And it was just like, he was just like, don't fucking do it again, and like sped off. And it was like, well, you going to save an old lady? You got time to yell at me about?
That's weird. Yeah. Do you know that you can call the police department if you suspect a cop of? Dude, I'm telling you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I used to work for the DA's office, and you can call the police department if you suspect cops of like abusing their power by like running through lights and stuff, not going to calls. And yeah, there was a cop when I was working there who got suspended because he kept doing it.
I do like
Not
that. I do like that. I thought this was going to be another Dylan conspiracy theory.
He lied about it, which was weird. Like they were like, "Hey, we got a report that you like went through a red light with your sirens and weren't responding to a call," and they like had it on camera or something. He was like, "No, I didn't." They were like, "Isn't that you?" And he's like, "No, that's not me." Apparently, that's how it went down. But yeah, sketchy as hell. Sketchy as all hell.
I'm really against this thing that neither of you really drive in New York.
Correct.
But they have so many of those speed cameras. Mm-hmm. And I've probably I'm on a payment plan. I didn't pay them all off yet. $23 a month. They will work with you. That's one thing. But they're like,
of course they will.
They're like $55 to $100 a pop, and they didn't catch me.
You know what you got to get? You got to get covers for your plates. You get tinted covers and the cameras can't go in. They're illegal, so you take the risk of getting pulled over for tinted plates. My brother drives with him, and then he got pulled over after like 2 years.
Did he take them off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just ratting them out.
No, he took them off like 3 months ago.
This isn't a great idea. You know what you should do? Get this thing. It's illegal, and my brother was caught for doing it. But you should do it.
You get 2 years of no tickets. That's how I felt with jumping the turnstile at the subway. I jumped the subway turnstile for 18 months, so that's a lot of money saved. Okay.
And people said we weren't the troublemakers.
Look out, buddy.
Have you ever gotten in trouble? Like with the police?
No.
What were you like in high school?
Like this, but if you can believe it, even cooler.
Were you in any clubs? Did you play sports?
I played intramural sports. I tried to play regular sports, and I was like, oh, my body can't do this.
Well, you know what Ray told me? Ray said that you were quite an athlete.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's great.
It is fun I don't think I'm athletic, but I'm more athletic than I look. So it is fun. Like you play a game of pickup football, and I think someone sees me and they go, oh, we'll just hammer the ball to whoever this kid is covering all game long. And then I'll hit, 2 away, and they're like, and you could almost see.
Let's just leave him open. We don't even waste the guy.
You could almost see the person who's like, I'm defending. They're like, oh, I'm going to score 8 touchdowns. And then you could almost see their brain get like more competitive. They're like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Like I actually have to try. I thought I was just going to be an easy cakewalk here.
I have the same thing, but for like some like similar but opposite reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Is people think because I'm a hefty dude that I'm not. I can't move. That
Ray's
I can't.
got
boogie.
a big. You're in the same league, right? Ray's got a big
season starting,
D-Day.
soon, dude.
Yeah,
season
starting.
I'm excited.
I grew up playing soccer, football, hockey, but I just didn't. By the time I got to high school, I went to play. This is I think a good story. I went to play hockey when I was in No, I think I was still playing in like 6th grade or something like that. Whatever year they introduced checking, say like 5th grade, 6th grade, and before that, I was like a dumb kid. Who was like, could I be a professional hockey player? Like I'm pretty good. I've been like I'm doing all right. I'm an all right person on my team. The dumb kid dreams. And then the next year they introduced checking, and I got demolished because I had the same. People were going through puberty, and I just I got taller, but I didn't put on any weight. And I remember one time I was like early in the season, I got decked from behind into the boards, and I might be rewriting this story in my brain, but I remember being on the ground and not being able to move. I couldn't feel my body for 10 seconds or whatever. And I was so freaked out because I was 10 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got another, 20 games of this. And I was just so mentally fucked up, and I kept playing, but it was clear my heart wasn't in it. I remember I played defense, and I had my partner on defense got so mad at me by the end of the season because the puck would go in my corner, and I would just go slow. And I would just, I'd just be like, I'm trying. And I could almost still see his disappointing face going all right, I'll get it. I'll do all the work. Because I was mentally fucked up from just being I'm going to take a wrong hit. I'm going to be paralyzed. And
that same thing happened to me when I played rugby all through college. And my junior year, I messed up my leg so bad where it my knee bent this way.
Ooh.
And it got
the Nick Chubb.
Yeah, basically. It bent in half. It made an L. Eesh. And I was on, it wasn't thankfully bad. I didn't do my ACL, but I was so messed up from that 6 months in a brace that the following year I my heart was not in it anymore. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take an LSAT course and then go to law school. And I missed the whole season basically. I was like, yeah, this is better for my future.
Dude, the last time I played organized flag football was in I was probably like 22, right? And our team was okay. It was like pretty good. It was like it was my brother's team with his friends. But there was a rival team that we had, and they were called Black and Blue, and they were made up of all these like muscular, fucking roided out dudes, and like people that had like NFL aspirations, you know.
Oh man,
And
Sounds like a bunch of cops, honestly.
dude, seriously, like the one dude, his name was Gator. They called him Gator.
Yes.
And before,
oh my god, do you want to call me that in our league?
if
Go long, Gator.
if you do what Gator did,
Okay.
before every game, he put on his high school football helmet and jogged a lap around the fucking
love that.
Intimidation.
I love that.
So this Gator dude was like fucking yoked up, and there was this guy from another team. It wasn't my team, but he was like an older dude, had his kid there in front of him, and they start getting into it. He starts getting into it with this Gator dude, and he it's like getting to the boiling point, and instead of this guy being like right away like, hey, this guy is a monster, a roided out freak, I'm gonna call it a day, right? He throws a punch, but halfway through the punch he realizes like, I shouldn't be doing this, so he starts pulling back and throws, I guess, this like soft ass punch, and then the Gator dude like absorbs it, picks him up, body slams him, and just beats the shit out of this dude in front of his son.
Oh,
And then we just played flag football the rest of the day.
that is rough, dude. Nothing is worse for a child than to watch his dad get beat up.
Well, and
in
also
front of him.
with sports, whether you're playing or you're watching, to tie it back to where we started, I think it's really fun to get too into it as long as you're able to quit. You get like a 10-minute grace period. It's like, say Bills are playing Steelers.
Yeah.
Say we get too angry at each
yeah,
other,
yeah.
which has happened. I've called you a ugly piece of shit. Everyone from Pittsburgh is ugly, and I've said this.
Which my mom's from Pittsburgh, so thanks a lot. That was really nice to say.
It's so
There are exceptions.
Okay.
And then like, but once the game's over, there's almost like 5 minutes cooling off, and then you just got to live your life. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be one of these fucking, not only people fighting at the stadium, but also like, what are you being angry about your flag football team? Like, especially when the game's over,
going
like,
home with that anger.
like,
Relax.
I mean, these dudes were like maybe like 28, 30s, early 30s, and then the other dude was like 40.
Yeah,
It's
they
like-
go home and take it out on their spouses.
it's those like fucked up
unfortunately.
male aggression where it's like, man, you got to like fucking live your life. Like, you can't be mad about the Steelers' loss on Sunday on Wednesday.
You also, if you are in front of your children as a man, you got to pick your battles.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I don't know. I mean, if I saw my dad do a lot of weird shit, but like, if you see your dad get his ass kicked, that's a tough look.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen your dad get beat up?
No.
I saw my dad hide in his van because some dude was coming to beat him up, but I never saw him get beat up.
But it's also, for me, I have like I weigh 110 pounds, you know?
You
So
really?
like, no.
I would guess 175, 180.
Ooh, much.
160.
You're tall. You're
Yeah,
tall.
it's more like 155, I would say. But,
Oh, shit.
but like, so,
Middleweight.
yeah. So like, I don't really give a fuck about masculinity. Like, if my dad got beat up
Sure.
in front of me, I would just be like, well, yeah, I'm going to grow up to also get beat up. Like I did, like, like I knew that already. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm not out there intimidating people. It's not what I do anyway. So like,
so funny.
Yeah, but you don't think that like even if you're not
I wouldn't,
into the,
I wouldn't want to see it, of course.
Yes.
I understand, but I think it would fuck me up less than men that are going around intimidating other men. Like, I don't do that to begin with.
fair.
that's
Mine
so
would
funny.
just be like, God damn it, dude! I gotta fucking take you home with your like. We gotta drive in a car together while you got a fucking ice
What do you
pack
do
on
after
your
that?
head.
You can't get McDonald's. You just got to go home. And actually, you got to make a better memory. You got to be like, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. And then try to hopefully cancel out that bad memory with a couple positive ones.
What do you say to your son after that when you're just driving home? If you got into a fist fight at a flag football game, got your ass kicked in front of your kid, you're just driving back to the house, and you're like, hey, tell your mother I fell. Hey, tell your mother I got hit in the face with a football 7 times.
Oh, my God, dude.
There's not much you can do.
You can't. You got to be like, yeah, hey, listen, buddy, sometimes you got to pick your battles. And right there, your dad picked the wrong battle.
That's true.
Yeah, I did that to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I taught you how to jerk off with your left hand. I'm a big lesson father.
All right, man. We just hit an hour, so we got to wrap up. But, dude, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, do you have any other stories you want to drop on us? I know you said you had some holster. Did we get to those?
I think so.
All
I think
right.
we got to him.
Dude, well, this was great. Tell them where they can find you. This episode will either be out tomorrow or next week. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm on social media. I am Shaun Murphy. Please follow me. I have 8 followers. I need more followers.
Hey, let's get them to
I can't
10,
get 'em
baby.
either.
Let's get them to 10.
Get me to 10. I have a podcast about the Buffalo Bills called the In the Hunt Cast.
Nice, dude.
I have a special on YouTube. It's called Neil. That's it.
Check out Neil. Neil is so fucking funny, man. That was such a
yeah,
good,
dude.
such a good special. Shaun Murphy is hilarious. Make sure to follow him and find out where he's going to be live. He's always out and about, doing shows all over the country.
That's right. I'm in Indy this weekend. If you're in Indianapolis, come to see me at Helium.
And me, you know where to find me. I'm at Ray Zawadny on all social media. I'm not totally sure when this is going to come out, but I always post my dates on Instagram. So make sure to head out there, and you can catch me every single Wednesday here on Troublemakers Podcast with my buddy Dylan. Dylan, where can they find you?
At Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all of those sites. Episodes are out every Wednesday. Follow us on social media. We post clips 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week.
Whoa.
Go follow Shaun, and we'll see you next week, baby. Good night.